Hola gente, ¿cómo están? Espero que hayan gustado un nuevo video de un nuevo capítulo de The Witness. Vamos a ir con la serie. Bueno, con la serie, un capítulo extra en realidad. Empecemos por acá, vamos acá abajo y como verán, puede seguir. No sé por dónde irá ahora. Así que ahí volvemos. Ok, no volvemos a mierda, seguiré grabando. Bueno, seguimos mostrando esto. Porque al parecer tengo que ir por acá. Y como que esta parte. Ajá. Y sigue bajando el chabón. Hijo de puta, bro. Ok. Voy a tomar el ascensor, ¿no? De arriba abajo. Sí, bien. Creo que haremos, depende de cuánto dure, veremos si hacemos dos capítulos. Dos videos más. Uno con los secretos, con los puzzles secretos y también que están en el alrededor del mapa. Y otro porque al parecer acá hay más puzzles tomando un camino distinto, por lo que entiendo, ¿no? Ok. Tengo que ir por acá. Ah, cochino degenerado. Ok. Va por acá. Sube. Va hacia así. Va por acá. Baja. Ahí va. Acá lo que subirá hacia así, ¿no? Sí. Y esto que yo no te... ¡Oh, perro! ¿Cómo que tengo un tiempo? ¿Que tengo un tiempo? Ajá. Oh, es para volar. No me asustes así, boludo. No me asustes así. Bien. Tengo que dividir los blancos de los negros. Tuki. Tuki. Esto sí no lo sé. Esto no es tan difícil. Bien. No mames. Ok. Necesito seguir avanzando. Che, como que te digo. Chila, boludo, piano. Ok. A ver. Una subida a juego. Si no mucha molestia. Ajá, chupa verga. Así, así, así. Ok. Sube, baja. Bien. Y ahora que este, ¿no? Este. Bien. Vamos. Sube. Ahí va. Ok, este gordo. Está cortado y el otro no estaba cortado. A ver. Es el mismo puzzle, pero de distinta manera. No, me pasó uno. Ahí está. Sube todo, baja, así. Bien. Y por último, nos falta una partida más, boludo. Ahí va. La verdad es un juego que, les voy a ser sincero, muy sincero. Para mí, este juego no me atrae ni me llama la atención. Bueno, como expliqué muchísimas veces, este juego lo he jugado porque, bueno, me lo recomendó un amigo. De haberlo sabido de que era así, no lo hubiese jugado ni cagando. Me encantan los puzzles, sí, yo amo, adoro los puzzles. Hay una grabación acá. Voy a bajar el
God
volumen.
bade me behold the sea, and I saw the ships sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged.
¿Qué
And
verga?
God
Ah, la
said
otra
to
punta.
me, "Those who voyage are not saved."
Aprovecho que el de abre el
He
bot.
said to me, "Those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea, take a risk." And he said to me, "Those who voyage and take no risk shall perish." And he said to me, "In taking the risk, there is a part of salvation." And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, "The surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared." Nefari,
Nafari.
970.
¿Opa el suspiro de vuelta?
What?
I'm going to the store. Do you want a sandwich or something?
You've been standing there for like an hour.
I didn't want to interrupt.
And I don't like sandwiches. Have you ever seen me with a sandwich? Why would you think I want a sandwich?
Sorry.
No, I need some sleep.
It's okay. We're all working hard.
I just want to read it right. We're going to be hearing this a lot of times. Every little thing matters because it gets so multiplied.
It's good. It's already good.
Thanks. Yeah. But we've kind of picked high goalposts. Every little bit matters. Oh, can you get me a coffee?
Ok. Qué loco, la verdad. Bien. La verdad es muy, como decía, es un juego que a mí no me llama la atención. Me gustan los juegos de puzzles, obviamente, no los juegos que son excesivamente difíciles. Este yo considero que es un juego bastante difícil, muy, muy difícil, la verdad. Pero no es nada que a lo mejor con mucho tiempo y pensarlo y todo, seguramente no hay nada imposible, ¿no? Obviamente a la larga, con mucho tiempo, lo más seguro es que lo puedas superar. Pero básicamente cuesta mucho a la hora de hacer un directo o una serie. Este juego es como rompe todos los esquemas. Es como para jugarlo tranquilo, en tu casa, si quieres con amigos, pero no para hacer contenido del mismo, ¿no? Básicamente, me cagaste. Me cagó, me cagó. Aparte que está distinto. Mirá cómo me lo cambia el guacho. Pero sí, o sea, es un juego que a la larga, después de muchos intentos o algo, entenderás cómo se resuelven los puzzles o para qué sirve qué significa cada símbolo y cosas así. Pero es algo que, por ejemplo, en directo vos tenés que estar atento al chat, atento a todas las cosas, comentando y cosas así. No digo que no nadie lo pueda hacer, ¿no? Ni me creo mejor que nadie, obviamente no. Pero es algo de que a mí... Ah, what? En la escalera no me di cuenta. What the fuck? Dale, flaco, 3 horas para sacarte ese puzzle, boludo. Dale, hermano. ¿Qué te pasó? Hijo de puta, 40 minutos para cada propósito ese. Ahí está, ¿qué haces, hermano? Pero bueno, sí. No. El contenido este es medio. Lo estuve pensando, ¿no? O sea, es como medio. Me. O sea, quien quiere verlo lo ve, quien no quiere verlo, mostrarlo no lo ve, no lo ve ni lo muestra. Y ya está. Yo lo hago así porque. Porque sí, ¿no? Pero. También un poco. Un poco. No sé. Como dije antes, no vi yo el video. O sea, no puedo hablar mucho de eso, pero ya con el video del chabón caminando, recogiendo, o sea, con la vela prendida y se la apaga y vuelve y así sucesivamente. No sé, te me hizo muy contenido este. Demasiado contenido este. Pero ¿quién soy yo para jugar si nunca he hecho un videojuego? XD. Ahora sí calculo que... Ah, esto estaba, no estaba esto, boludo. No lo he visto nunca en mi vida. What the fuck, ese sonido que fue. ¿Qué pedo? Qué turbio el sonido, está muy profundo, muy fuerte. Dale, flaco. Hmm. Claro, si no veo los negros, no tengo que separar poco. XD. Y por último. Ok. Boludo, o se está desbloqueando, soy un ciego de mierda. Ya me está preocupando esto, boludo. Claro, por eso faltan tantos puzzles, boludo. Porque hay una banda acá. ¿What?
Just reading these words, checking the right takes, placing them.
Yeah, I don't think it pays to be too neat. You want to leave some traces of us for the intrepid.
Masito, flaco. Ahí.
What do you mean? Any visitor to that island is going to hear quite a lot of us, if they poke around.
Well, yeah, no, sure, but I mean, showing what's happening behind the scenes a little bit to ensure we keep some
Ok.
authenticity.
Acá están todos los puzzles que faltan.
If we get too concerned
Bien.
with saying a bunch of wise things in the least personally revealing way, then we're basically putting up a front, in danger of it becoming a false front.
Qué fácil, ¿no?
It's a slippery slope, and you know how easily we could slide into pomposity. Nobody wants that, but would we notice if it happened? Or are we too close to the project? Look,
Verga,
if we include some of our interactions, show that we aren't these transcendent, perfect beings, that we get stuck sometimes. We get into arguments or get depressed. Then at least it's not a false front. At least we're not hiding.
Authenticity is good, yes, but you can find human drama anywhere. I mean, we're drowning in it from day to day. We're supposed to be building a quiet environment away from drama, not celebrating it. Look, these are objects of contemplation. These are about focus and clarity. We agreed at the outset.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to change any of that. Just Just a little added twist, you know, tucked away deep. It doesn't have to be drama, it's just reality.
Reality. So, what, we should record a meeting and stick it in?
Maybe. But we already have some good stuff. Oh, like that little encounter the other week where you offered to buy a girl a sandwich?
Oh.
Her mic was running, so it's in the archive. Look, it's fine. It's in context, it's perfect. Because we're not lecturing from on high. These recordings are part of an endeavor built by human beings.
No veo.
They aspire to truth with a capital T, but we also have to remember that they cannot actually get there. We should be clear to the intrepid that we know this. I think it'll make it better.
Okay, sure. We'll at least see how it feels. I mean, on that island, we are going to be in very susceptible states. So...
Una cosa. Oh, ok.
Okay.
Seems like it to be the pioneer of being mildly embarrassed.
Oh, and also, should probably let you know, I'm recording this conversation right now.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious.
Oh. What? It will make it better, trust me.
Que fue marcha, seguro. Espera, estoy ya tengo uno, ¿qué onda, bro? Que lo uso distinto. Que lo uso distinto. Ah, se volvió porque acá hay un MP3 también. Ahí está.
It's just the new teapot beeping. It boils fast, but that beep bothers me. Moving on?
Ya lo hice.
So, next I
Esto.
want to raise this problem.
Muy
Which
bien.
is that I think we don't have enough smart representation.
Te puedo hacer de dos
of
formas.
atheists, physicalists, anything in that neighborhood of ideas. And I've been trying to do something about that, but it's hard. The problem is that most coherent atheists' creeds are focused on defeating some specific idea of God, or are angry about the historical activities of organized religions, rather than, say, from first principles, making a good case for the impossibility of any concept of God, which would be more like what we're after.
I'm having this
Más
same
fácil.
problem. So many justifications of atheism devolve into assertions of the implausibility of Bible stories. Someone like Bertrand Russell, a very advanced thinker, but his commentary on religion all seems to be like Why I Am Not a Christian. Very limited in scope. It is way too small compared to the vision of God and the pieces we're juxtaposing.
Can you repeat that last part? You kind of just dropped out a little bit.
Oh, just that it's a very provincial idea of God that's usually advanced in those arguments. Sometimes even a straw man God. And it doesn't have much in common with the God visualized by Cusa or Spinoza or the great Sufis or even Einstein, whoever. So it just doesn't play on the same field.
When people are explicitly pushing materialism, they're usually philosophers or writers, not physicists, not people who actually do the frontline work of understanding the physical world. With the heavy hitters in physics, it's very hard. It's hard to find good statements that aren't just arguing against straw men. And it's strange because in the modern age, a reasonable portion of working physicists are atheists.
Bien, lo hice sin ayuda del juego, ese el video.
But a reasonable portion.
Lo puro ñungo.
It's hard to get strong and articulate statements from that sector.
Yeah. I mean, the closest you get is somebody like Feynman, where science gives us a great degree of certainty about certain things. But outside those, it's not a good idea to tell ourselves nice stories and speculate. It's just best to realize we don't know yet about the bigger questions, you know, etc. But
No tiene nada acá, tiene que ser acá.
Paul Dirac was at least a
What?
scientist at one point in his life, but I don't know if he has direct statements on record. Keep an eye out.
Dirac was far from a materialist, though. He believed the universe is made out of math. That's an oversimplification, of course. He even mentioned God a few times in an Einstein kind of way.
Wow, this is all so crazy because among scientifically educated people, it's the cultural default, right? If you're a scientist or a computer programmer kind of person, atheist materialism is supposed to be the basic belief.
Me rompe la
If
cabeza,
you're
¿no?
not a materialist, you're stupid. But if we can't find anyone who makes a good case for it, how does that happen?
Well, it's easy to be convinced of the absurdity of stories in common Christianity, Judaism, whatever. So, if that's your picture of spiritual beliefs and you have an aversion to digging too hard into your own worldview, which most of us do, then there you go. Anything that seems religious is goofy Bible stories, and materialism is anti-religious. And it's the general impression that smart people are materialists, and hey, I want to be smart, so case closed.
Also, there are all these so-called spiritual people who believe basically anything and try to convince everyone.
Oh, yeah, in addition to goofy Bible stories, did I forget to mention ghost
Goofy?
stories, astrologers, spoonbenders, and all kinds of frauds?
It's a ton of noise.
Por favor, está bien hecho.
It makes
Bien.
it almost impossible for an outsider looking in to see
Oh, se bajaron
what
piedra.
caught in the world of spirituality. If I can even generalize spirituality to one thing. So it's easy if you're already leaning toward materialism to see these flaky spiritual people, extrapolate that to all spiritual people,
No mames.
and say all that stuff is garbage.
That's how it worked for me. For a while.
Okay, but despite all this, there's a large contingent of present-day real scientists who believe in some form of atheist materialism and whose beliefs have been carefully considered. So we need to ensure we respect that viewpoint.
It's
I
so
remember
frustrating.
that. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Carl Sagan has a good piece in Demon Haunted World.
Oh, ok.
He talks about science,
Mira acá.
found source of spirituality, but he doesn't mean mystical spirituality. He means the spirit
Oh,
dedication to
ok.
truth and
Una todo.
development
Como
of
todavía no puedo agarrar ese
wise
plecoso.
perspective on our place in the world. It's nice, and it's a picture of atheism that isn't hostile or contemptuous.
Yeah, I read that, and what you're talking about is a beautiful piece, and I tried to get it, but Sagan's people want too much money.
Can't we just pay more?
No, it would trigger a bunch of most favored nation clauses, and we have to
Yeah.
pay everyone a lot more, and we go broke. So, no Sagan for us. It is a shame, since he was such a great thinker, and eloquent, too.
¿Está? Bien. Buscamos este. Bien.
Then the occupant of the first would shout to keep him clear. And if the other did not hear the first time, nor even when called 3 times, bad language would inevitably follow. In the first case, there was no anger, and in the second, there was. Because in the first case, the boat was empty, and in the second,
Ah,
it
este.
was occupied. And so it is with man. If he could only roam empty through life, who would be able to injure him?
¿Y esto qué?
4th century BC.
What the fuck?
So?
Sarcófago, boludo.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Wait, what?
No, it's not.
¿Qué
it's not true.
carajo?
I never remember my dreams. If I try right when I wake up, I can just barely remember fragments. Later in the day, even 20 minutes later, those fragments are gone. Unless I wrote them down.
What the fuck?
Later, it's like these are ramblings of a crazy
Ey,
person.
visualmente es hermoso, ¿no?
Then how do we know there aren't any side effects? I mean, do you remember everything else about your life?
It's fine. I mean, we're just doing suppression, not lobotomies. I mean, everything is still there. In dreams, we often take on personalities that are a little different. We forget details of our waking life and remember fictions in their place. How does that happen? Well,
Boludo, está lleno de puzzles acá, ¿qué onda?
same pathways. That's fine. But really, how should I know if something's missing? If you forget a few random little things, how would you remember that you forgot? Nothing big is missing.
Oh, ok, un NPC, no mames.
I don't think. Wait, who are you again?
Oh, God. Why did we let you go first?
first hasn't happened yet. I was just dipping my toes into the pool. Real first happens when someone dives right in and gets to decide for themselves when to come out. Who's that gonna be? You?
I long for the days when we weren't sure we'd be doing anything this scary.
It'll be fine. It's
¿Qué,
not
bro?
scary. It'll be fun.
So fun you don't even remember?
Okay, no. Shoo. I want to re-record this one before I go home. I have some new ideas about it.
What the fuck?
Because of the test?
Yes. Because of the test. Possibly.
I thought you didn't remember anything. Interesting.
Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Ok, vamos a hacer una cosita. Vamos a pausar el video. Vamos a buscar el otro MP3. Boludo. Esto va a llevar tiempo, ¿eh? No creo que le hagan un video solo.
I cannot understand why we idle discussing religion. If we are honest, and scientists have to be, we must admit that religion is a jumble of false assertions with no basis in reality. The very idea
Hay un
of
MP3
God
ahí.
is a product of the human imagination. It is quite understandable why primitive people, who were
Ah,
so
su
much
verga
more
madre.
exposed to the overpowering forces of nature than we are today, should have personified these forces in fear and trembling. But nowadays, when we understand so many natural processes,
¿Cómo se acordará el guacho? O está, si lo hace, si está haciendo en el video, está haciendo así como no se acuerda. Qué hijo de puta, porque no veo cortes. La verdad. O a lo mejor está haciendo lo que yo estoy haciendo, ¿viste? ¿Te imaginas? Sería muy loco.
The exploitation of the poor by the rich, and all the other horrors he might have prevented. If religion is still being taught, it is by no means because its ideas still convince us, but simply because some of us want to keep the lower classes quiet. Quiet people are much easier to govern than clamorous and dissatisfied ones. They are also much easier to exploit.
Ok.
Religion is a kind of opium that allows a nation to lull itself into wishful dreams and so forget the injustices that are being perpetrated against the people. Paul Dirac, 1927, as related by Werner Heisenberg.
Listo, vamos al siguiente.
So,
Oh,
you see
no.
what I'm saying here?
Yep, this one doesn't fit either.
How would you characterize
Después lo
the way
repetiremos
in
a
which you
reproducir.
Well, it's about arguing. And
What?
it's about being
Ah.
greatly disturbed by issues that are relatively small. It's not aiming high.
Oh.
It's not about ultimate truth, not really.
Claro, estoy conectando todos los caminos.
It's mostly
Más
about
todavía.
what some stupid people are doing that is wrong compared to what I am doing that is right.
But Paul Dirac was definitely a truth seeker, in the domain of physics at least.
Yeah, but I don't feel that attitude makes
¿Verdad?
sense at all. If a belief is just formed in opposition to other beliefs,
Oh, ok,
and
la
it's
porta.
fundamental, it can't be that. But, you know, where he says the thing about natural processes, he starts to outline an actual philosophy.
Interesting. There's something that could stand on its own, that it isn't just rejection and opposition. But then he drops it. Well, this isn't the atheist manifesto we need. I'll keep looking.
Okay.
You know, at one point Dirac also wrote this. One could perhaps describe the situation by saying that God is a mathematician of a very high order, and he used very
¿Para qué vamos a
advanced
esto, bro?
mathematics in constructing the universe. I think he meant
Pero esto
God
le falta un
was
montón, hermano, porque me faltan todos los puzzles de acá, boludo. Ya está por terminar, ya está por terminar el video.
Same guy. Later in life, though. Yeah, people are strange. Scientists are stranger.
Yes, they are.
Pero vamos a una cosita. Vamos a buscar el otro MP3 rapidito. Vamos a un corte y volvemos. Bien, acá está. Toki.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time. In the concept, the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept biddeth. Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
Joder, me quedo yo
It's
solo.
mine, you know.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, I have some ideas about it.
ok.
And I just wanted to give it a
Joder,
try.
pero me metes abajo, no mames, ¿vale?
Goes?
Next thing I know, you'll be taking over all the Kuza pieces. What kind
Por
of
acá hay una piedra. Acá está.
I don't know. Subconscious drives, right?
Ya está por terminar.
With anything.
Como ya termina el video, faltan todos los puzzles de allá.
Did you feel this way
Pero...
or after?
Well,
Creo que lo voy a dejar, o sea, voy a reproducir el otro MP3 y lo dejamos por acá, creo.
mostly after.
Porque ya terminó el video.
I had a seed of it before, even back when I first heard the piece, when you first picked it out. But I didn't really notice then. Now it's like the princess and the pea.
Sí, termina el MP3 y
I
vamos,
don't
vamos a
mean to
terminar el
step
video.
on your toes, though. Really, the drive is personal. I wanted to record this one so I can hear it the way
Ya he hecho esto.
I want to hear it, just to set something right for myself.
¿Habrá algo que tenga todos los puzzles en un video?
Good problems to have.
Va a ser un no lo repito, ¿eh?
Your attitude to the piece changed or clarified as maybe based on the trip. That means it's working. Something's working, right? Maybe. Back when we started, I would have counted us lucky to ever.
Pero sí, falta, vemos acá que faltan muchos
But
puzzles.
we are.
Record away. I will take my leave. Thanking you for this opportunity to introspect on my aversive feelings.
You're welcome.
Oh, me habilité todos los puzzles. Vamos a jugar hasta acá. Oh, hijo de puta, me habilité todos los puzzles. Vamos a jugar hasta acá, gente. Vamos a hacer más vídeos entonces porque no. Son muchísimos más. ¿Cuánto vamos? Cargar. 498 de 665. Nos faltan 167. Ay, así que nada, gente. Espero que les haya gustado este video. Den like, suscríbanse, comenten. Síganme en todas las redes sociales que están abajo en la descripción. Compartan el video, así que hacemos más. No se olviden darle click en la campanita si notifica cada vez que subo un video. Si no les hace notificar, subo video todos los días a las 9 p.m. hora argentina y hago directo lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 6 p.m. hora argentina en Twitch. En la esquina superior derecha del video, acá esta tarjeta con el capítulo anterior y el capítulo siguiente de The Witness. Abajo en la descripción está esta reproducción con todos los capítulos de esta serie. Quiero agradecer a KyubiGames por ser miembro nivel AMBO. Uno de los beneficios de ese nivel es que te saludo al final de cada video. Si quieres ser miembro, al lado del botón suscribirse está el botón unirse con todos los niveles y todos sus beneficios. Otra forma de apoyar el canal es con el botón gracias. Es un comentario con donación y el botón tiene forma de corazón. Voy a mandarse uno y yo le doy me gusta, le doy corazón, lo responde, lo fija en los comentarios y lo pone en el siguiente capítulo de The Witness. Y ahora sí, y dejo el juego en la descripción por si lo quieren comprar y jugar. Y ahora sí, un saludo, los quiero un montón, cuídense, bye, chao.